Listening to any Chris Brown song feels truly amazing when there's no one screaming in your ear telling you it's wrong. There's something so special about his music. Every song has a palpable energy in every beat, note, and step, like his heartbreaking song Residuals. Residuals is a symbol of how the past still lingers long after its initial impact. Chris Brown misses Rihanna. Shocking news has come from the world-famous singer Chris Brown. Chris Brown recently shared that they are very happy and are expecting their third child. This begs the question, if Rihanna can continue this way, why can't we? Chris Brown's heartfelt statement, "I regret it so much. I wish I could turn back time," Brown said on social media. In 2009, Chris Brown and Rihanna got into an altercation, leaving Rihanna's face bloody, bruised, and swollen. A statement from an LA detective stated that Brown repeatedly punched Rihanna in the face and arm, even biting her ear while driving their rental car down the street. It was later revealed that the two had engaged in a verbal and physical altercation. However, this doesn't mean what he did that night was right and that he could be forgiven. Chris Brown never even asked for it. Despite apologizing and facing legal consequences, much of the world still hates him and prays for his downfall. But Rihanna forgave him in her interview with Oprah. "I've forgiven him," she said, though she admitted, "I was angry for a long time." In a world where people make little effort to change, Chris Brown's genuine efforts to change deserve recognition and consideration. He has publicly taken responsibility for his actions, completed court-mandated programs, and remained consistent in his career, despite losing fans, opportunities, and support along the way. Over the years, he has never hid from the situation or the media. He has worked hard to prove that he is more than the worst thing he has ever done. Yet the world treats him as if he's never changed, and he's still the same person he was in 2009, with every headline, every tweet, every cancellation that follows. Honestly, it feels more like a punishment with no expiration date. In the 2017 documentary, Chris Brown, Welcome to My Life, he stated, "I went from being on top of the world, #1 songs, to being like America's sweetheart, to Public Enemy #1. I felt like a monster," expletive. It's natural to not feel the same way about someone after something like this, but making someone feel what he felt behind the scenes shouldn't be the norm. Amidst all of this, it feels like listening to his music has become a taboo topic. Listening to his music is tantamount to supporting his past, which is a huge misconception. All music reflects an artist's talent, not their past. No one can pretend his music isn't some of the best in the R&B genre. The vocals, the choreography, the production, it's all there. It's entirely possible to acknowledge that what he did was deeply wrong, yet still recognize the creativity that emerged from it. So many artists from any decade or genre have been involved in criminal situations, and they've been separated from their art. However, when it comes to Chris Brown, there's widespread consensus that his art should be completely suppressed. Is this because he never gave up on music despite the overwhelming negative media pressure, or because he remained successful despite it? Disliking someone personally doesn't mean their music lacks value, and Chris Brown's discography is filled with songs that shaped a generation of R&B. Such accomplishments should never be erased just because of what happened over a decade ago. At some point, society should start thinking about the purpose of hate for Chris Brown. He can never erase what happened in 2009. He's never tried. However, he has spent a significant amount of time proving that he isn't defined by that moment. His music is harmless, and he doesn't need to be treated like a prince. But perhaps it's time for society to stop swearing that listening to his music means you forgive the past. Undoubtedly, it's possible to hold someone accountable while still recognizing their talent. If Rihanna can forgive him, perhaps it's time for those who haven't yet taken the first step and separated the art from the artist